There was a man who was so virtuous that he became the hero of the entire universe. He wasn't born into royalty. In fact, he was just an ordinary guy who worked as a lumberjack. But what set him apart was his unwavering honesty and kindness. One day while chopping wood, he heard a commotion and saw a group of celestial beings arguing. They were so loud that the very trees were trembling. Alarmed, the lumberjack stopped his work and went to investigate. As he approached the clearing, he saw a magnificent chariot pulled by 8 white horses, and standing beside it were 2 men. The taller one was adorned with a crown and the finer garments, while the shorter man was dressed more plainly. They were engaged in a heated discussion. The argument was over a bet. The crowned man had wagered with his companion that he could find a suitable replacement for him as king of the gods. The other man, however, argued that such a replacement couldn't be found because the lumberjack was the most honest and virtuous man in the world, and no one could match his righteousness. The king of the gods didn't believe this, thinking that someone in a remote village would easily take the top spot. So the argument continued until the lumberjack, unable to bear their noise, shouted, "Hey, why are you bothering me?" Startled, the 2 men turned to face him, and the king of the gods immediately recognized the virtue radiating from the lumberjack. Realizing that he had finally met his match, the king of the gods offered him a chance to become the new king if he agreed to take his place. Although flattered, the lumberjack humbly declined, explaining that he was content with his simple life and didn't desire power or glory. This surprised the king, who had thought that everyone would jump at the chance to become ruler of the gods. But the lumberjack's response touched the king's heart, and he realized that he wasn't just the most virtuous man, but also the most selfless. Impressed by his honesty and humility, the king offered him a magical fruit that would grant him immortality and allow him to keep his memories even after death. The lumberjack accepted the gift and continued living as an ordinary man, albeit now mortal. He lived for many years, still working as a lumberjack and spending time with his friends and family. In the end, when it was time for him to pass away, he left behind a legacy of kindness and virtue that inspired everyone who knew him. And that's all the time we have for today's story.